So in the end, right now it is about links, but there's also those social factors I talked about that you should be looking at as well. So here's some examples I wanted to talk about just to give you some clues into what you could be doing. This was a site called amog.com. They did a post called 101 of the best movie one-liners ever. It went viral. I got 381 links for them. And to show you the power of the links, I put up some of the top 20 results that they're ranking for now. And you got to remember, these aren't optimized pages. These are just pieces of content they put out there. And so most of this content's really just being ranked because of links. And I'll have proof for you in a second. So they're ranking for one-liners, best ever movies, best movie quotes ever, movie one-liners. You can start to see the amount of traffic they're building up residually here. YouTube webcomic, this was on XKDC. The internet has always been loud and dumb people, but I've never seen anything quite as bad as the people who comment on this YouTube video, and it's a bunch of YouTube comments. They got 3,000 inbound links from this. The funny thing about this was it went viral from their actual site. They have a ton of followers to this site, so their actual epicenter of their viral campaign was their blog or their comic site. And now they're ranking for pretty much every YouTube term in the top 10. They're generating tons of traffic from YouTube search. This article was about an 87-million-year-old praying mantis that was found. It's on Weird Asian News. They're ranking for a ton of praying mantis terms just from the 110 links they acquired there. This is my favorite example. You guys know who Sarah Palin is? Okay, so in the US, we had our presidential race, and one of the candidates chose this woman, Sarah Palin, to be his running mate, and she's a moron. And so a lot of people like to make fun of her, and so this one person put up a site. It was PalinAsPresident.us, or you can get to it from the .com. And basically, it's a flash piece that you scroll over things, and it talks. Like she said at one point that dinosaurs and humans coexisted, so they put the dinosaur in the background. It's a funny piece. It's 100% pure flash. It doesn't even have a title tag. The title tag is the actual URL. But it has 16,000 links going to it from its viral spread. And because of that, it ranks top 5 for Oval Office and Palin. And then other things like Pretty Funny, Oval Office Collection, Palin website. And then there's a bunch of variations of presidents of the US. So the different types of content that you can do, this really varies. There's different things like articles, infographics, videos, images, widgets, and badge-based quizzes. And what I wanted to do was kind of go through a couple of those right now. So what an infographic is a picture where you can actually take data and conceptualize it, in a visual manner instead of just putting data points out there in an article. And these become really popular. And we've actually done a lot of them for the finance vertical, which has done well. So right now in the US, foreclosure and bankruptcy are big topics, and they're really monetizable terms. So we did this infographic, Foreclosure and Bankruptcy in America, where we break it down state by state, the number of foreclosure rates, how many foreclosures happen every 10 seconds, how many happen every hour, and then how many happen in a calendar day. And we did the same thing for bankruptcy as well. This did really well. I think it got us around 1,000 links, something like that, and made our client really happy. Also, a big term, cash advance, things like that. So we came up with this map, visual guide to the world's cash. And this popped on Dig, did really well. It basically just brings up different types of money. It's kind of more of an interactive infographic. Built lots of cash links. So those are infographics. Now, there's also videos that have become popular. This is an actual video that is an infographic. I think the audio might play, but...
Thanks to the current bailout, trillion is the new billion. When you look at it, it doesn't seem all that big, but it's a huge number. What's the economic impact of $1 trillion? Imagine this. For $1 trillion, you can buy a $3 latte every day for 900 million years. $1 trillion is greater than the Australian GDP. It's enough to buy up every stock on the Toronto Stock Exchange. With $1 trillion, you can fund the militaries of all the NATO countries combined. Or you can pay for all American military action since 9/11. It's twice the cost of the New Deal, 10 times the cost of the Marshall Plan. It can cover every rent check in the U.S. for 3 years. Buy every home that foreclosed in '07 and '08. Send the U.S. on an 11-week vacation, or run the entire federal government for over 3 months. $1 trillion can go a long way. The amazing thing is, $1 trillion is only 1/10 of the current bailout.
So that's a really good example of some of the videos that are coming out now. It's really resource driven, and so it's really linkable, right? And then the other thing that I was talking about was images. We have a website that we put up called interbent.com, and basically all the time what we do is we just put up crazy images. These are tattoos on people's heads, and stuff like this. Just what I'm trying to show you here is that content isn't that hard to create. Basically, you can be an idiot and go find some pictures on the web. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I do this all the time. And so it's not like you have to have some viral genius in-house. You just have to use a little bit of creativity around your concept to actually build something out. All right, so one thing that people don't understand how to do is actually utilize these links once they've built them. And so the real way that you want to use them is you want to place this content in thematic silos in your site, right? So let's say you have a sports site and you're trying to rank for the term like basketball betting. You want to put your content for your viral push inside of your silo for basketball. A silo, if you don't know, is a term. It's also like category and then subcategory levels. But basically on your information architecture, you have your main navigation, and then you have subcategories underneath, and then pages going down from there. And then usually you have themed pages. So if you had sporting goods, again, you'd have like basketballs, footballs, golf, whatever, and then different concepts coming down from there. Internal link with quality anchor text is going to distribute equity. A lot of times people are like, well, I want 5 million links. Well, why do you want the 5 million links? Wouldn't you rather have one really good quality link with great anchor text? And so it's not necessarily good to just go 301 all the equity. So I get all of this equity and then I transfer it all to my domain, to wherever I want to point it to. Not always the best option. The best option sometimes is just to drop an internal link and spread that equity around. If you're on a purely commercial site, and this is what's really going to affect you, your casino is never going to do well virally, okay? People are going to know what you're doing. People are smarter than we give them credit for, and they're going to be able to sniff it out. So really what you want to do is you want to use another domain and build out a site that you can build tons of link equity from, and a sub-site that you can kind of use to be your viral face, that you help to fulfill your needs for search, and then also branding. All right, so this will be the question part. Hopefully you guys have lots of questions. Again, you guys can always contact me. I'm at Dave Snyder on Twitter, and then I'm always open to emails. I'm not always open to responding to the emails, but you can email me if you want.